because it clearly says that after receiving a charter, the PM starts to prepare the project management plan. Since there is no historical information, which means when we don't have historical information, we cannot do the analogous estimation. So this answer is wrong. If you look at host a kickoff meeting can only be done when we acquire our resources. After acquiring resources with develop team. If you guys remember, we shared a document called Ricardo Vergas process chart, which has all the processes in one page. And if you might remember, the first process of executing was acquiring the resources. So host a kickoff meeting belongs to executing. Analogous estimation cannot be used because there is no historical information. Sponsor will never provide you input. If I don't have the answer C, then I could choose option D. But here we have a good answer, which is consult subject matter expert. So yes, we will use this answer. So the right answer is C. I hope it's clear. Let's move to the next question. Because an organization has a project sponsor geographically dispersed, the PMO initiates a project to implement a customized, unified organizational process. When I read this, implement a customized, unified organizational process, you should have something in your brain that you are trying to go for a new project which belongs to integration. This process includes generating required artifacts at the end of each milestones before the next phase starts. This project's outcome will be used as a prototype for future implementation. What should the project manager do to ensure that this project is success? After reading the whole questions, I am sure many of you missed what I spoke about. And as I always say, please don't fall into that trap that there is so much material written and you have to understand each and every word. The simple thing is, you have a project which is geographically dispersed, and if this project is successful, it will be used as an artifact or prototype for future implementation. This is the simple question. So what should the project manager do to ensure that this project is success? Even if I don't write the whole story and the last point, I always said that you will always find the question in the last line and the first line. So the last line says, what should the project manager do to ensure that this project is success? Create a detailed project management plan to share with all stakeholders, facilitate a virtual weekly status update meeting, engage the stakeholders and request sign off at the end of each stage, update the plan on weekly basis. So guys, what do you think? What should be the answer? When you want to make sure that your project is successful. Yes, you guys started well. Yes, you guys started well. Based on our theory that what is project is what stakeholder needs and expectations. If you want to make the project successful, you have to engage the stakeholder, and if you will engage the stakeholder well, it will create stakeholder expectations meeting by the required matrix. So yes, for sure you will create a detailed plan for every project. For sure you will do the meetings, but meetings are used to clarify or to negotiate or to resolve conflicts. So the right answer was engage the stakeholders and request sign off at the end of each stage. Nice. Let's move further. During project implementation, the marketing department informs the project manager that the product's market requirements have changed. The purpose you were doing, it's changed. Why you selected the project. So these changes were not anticipated, may significantly influence potential sales number and could impact project scope. What should the project manager do? Use earned value management. It has nothing to do with earned value. Plan to use contingency reserves. Contingency reserves are used for known risk and known impact. While here we have what unknown risk. So yes, we will use our answer plan risk responses and update the risk register. Yes, B is the right choice. Let's go further. You guys are doing great. A project manager is alternating between two projects with tight deadlines. No video. I am sharing the screen. I don't need to share. Or you want my video also? Okay. So a project manager is alternating between two projects. They are determined to collect lesson learned from both projects. Despite having limited time to do so, how should the project manager collect the lesson learned? Document them as each project finishes. It was happening in fifth edition that at the end of the project we were collecting the lesson learned. But in sixth edition we learned that you will start lesson learned from the first day you are starting. So document them routinely, starting from the initiation phase. Archive all minutes from project meetings, for sure we will do this regularly. Request assistance from the knowledge management department. Why should I send someone to bring the data while the question is saying that what should the project manager do to collect the lesson learned? Yes, you guys are right. The answer will be B. Document them routinely, starting from the initiation phase. From the first day, I will start collecting the lesson learned. Why I will collect the lesson learned? It will help me to find out that which assumptions can be right, which assumptions are wrong, which assumptions fall to risk category, and which assumptions fall into positive risk category. So yes, from the first day I will start collecting the lesson, and yes, your answer is right. Document them routinely starting from the initiation phase. Perfect. Great. Let's move to next. Midway through a project, the project manager identifies new stakeholders whose influence levels are low. You identified new stakeholders. What should the project manager do? Concentrate only on who are high influence? No. Anyone who is being impacted or will be impacted by our project will be our stakeholder. That's what the definition we have discussed. Introduce the stakeholder to the project team. You are not going for a wedding preparation or you are not giving a reception that you will introduce them with your team. Update the stakeholder register or refer to the communication management plan to determine how to communicate with the new stakeholders. So answer C and D are quite identical. What to do? Whenever we will find a new stakeholder, I have to update my stakeholder register, which means I will add their name, I will note down their requirements, their needs, their expectations, their influence, their role, their classification in the project. So I can engage them well in my project. So yes, right answer is C. Look, if you guys are answering D, let's focus. Midway through the project, new stakeholder whose influence are low identified. Okay, so we are identifying the stakeholders. We are not discussing the communication management plan because when I am updating the stakeholder register, for sure I will get their communications requirement. Let's move to the next question. A project team member believes that a typhoon should be considered a high risk to the project, while another team member believes it is a low risk since the area has not experienced in last 20 years. What should the project manager do to address this? develop a mitigation plan, conduct a quantitative risk analysis, perform independent cost estimates, or use a probability and impact matrix. If you guys are answering A, mitigation plan will only be developed once you will update the risk. Where you will update the risk? In our risk register. So mitigation plan can never be the answer. Quantitative risk analysis, but wait, before doing the quantitative risk analysis, I have to qualify the risk. And before qualifying, I have to update the risk register. So this is the future step. Perform independent cost estimates. What does that mean, independent cost estimates? No. So the right answer is use a probability and impact matrix, where we will have what? Our classification of the risk, their probabilities and impact, and how we determine that thing. We use a formula, expected monetary value is equals to P multiplied by I, to find out that how this risk will impact us in terms of cost and in terms of occurrence. So yes, the right answer is the use of probability and impact matrix. Great. Let's move to the next question. A project manager joins a project with a distributed team, fixed budgets, and tight deadlines. During planning, what should the PM do to avoid any scope creep and keep the team focused on delivering a product that meets requirements? Simple question. Prevent stakeholder from directly interacting with the development team leads. Conduct daily stand-ups with all development team. Ensure that any changes to scope have gone through the formal approval process. Request that all development team leads prepare detailed requirement. Very direct answer, and if you guys are selecting the answer C, then yes, it's the correct answer. If you guys remember what we do to make sure our project is correct, we ensure, we identify, we determine, we review. So yes, the right answer is C. Great. I have good amount of people again today, so I would be expecting as many replies. That will give me motivation to perform more. Let's move to the next. A PM completes a major project. The PM confirms with the release manager that all systems are working and that functionality has been verified by the QA team. After informing the customer that everything is good, what should the PM do next? Verify and complete the release documentation, update the organization knowledge base with the lesson learned, update the risk register, close out the procurement plan. There is no process called close out procurement plan. We have what? Plan procurement management, conduct procurement, control procurement. In control procurement, we look at the work performance information, and based on that, we close procurement or we produce the change request. So there is nothing called close out the procurement plan. Verification has already been done, and we do the release documentation after the validation, not after the verification. So A cannot be the right answer, because verification has already been done. After verification, what we do? Control quality, validate scope, and close project or close phase of the project. So verification is done. Now I have to go to validate and close. So if you look at A starts with verify. So verify cannot be the right answer. It doesn't come in the sequence. So now remaining answer is B and C. And if you look at C, update the risk register. For what? Updates the project stakeholders. How? Team, you have to tell the team members the project is finished? No way. So the right answer is B, update the organization knowledge base with the lesson learned, that when we are going to close anything, when you are at the closing stage, I have to collect the lesson learned. Remember what we said? At the time of control procurement, you will perform what administrative closure, which will have what procurement documents, our schedules, invoices, change requests, validation, then supplier evaluation, lesson learned from stakeholders. At the time of closing, we will always perform this. So yes, the right answer is update the organizational knowledge base with the lesson learned. Perfect. Let's move to the next. During project implementation, a functional manager asked to include additional functionality that will benefit the customer. Changes are good for life. We cannot deny the changes. And if functional manager is saying, it means he has expertise. But as a project manager, what I will do? Submit the change request, immediately implement the change. Who are you to take the action without approval? Engage the stakeholders to obtain their agreement. Engage the stakeholders to obtain their agreements? No, we engage the stakeholders to manage them, not to obtain their agreements. Refer the request to the project sponsor and the steering committee. All C and D will be done in A. Submit the request to the change control board. Because these benefits analysis has already been done, so you will not analyze it, you will submit the change request to the change control board. Yes, the correct answer is A. Submit the request to the change control board. Take the question very easy, don't get panic. This is the thing only that you can get success. Let's move to the next question. During the planning phase of a project, the PM learns that the financial director, a key stakeholder, will be unavailable for meetings. What should the project manager do first? What should the project manager do first when at the time of planning resources are not available? Meet with the sponsor to evaluate the situation and identify alternatives. Ask the finance department to provide a replacement during the director absence. Update the issue log and notify the other stakeholders. Move forward with planning and accept the impact the change may have on the project schedule. Very close answers. And once we have very close answers, we have to eliminate the wrong answer. So, ask the finance department. Why should I ask the finance department? When they are releasing, they should tell me. Meet with the sponsor. Okay, you are in good relationship with the sponsor. You have to work beside him. He has to work beside him. But it is about planning. Move forward with planning and accept the impact. Accept without anything what you were promised. So yes, the right answer is C. Update the issue log and notify the other stakeholders. Once they will be notified, then the relevant stakeholder will take actions. The finance department will provide alternative, a sponsor will guide you, and for sure your team will guide you that how to move forward. So right answer is C. Update the issue log, because issue log is already created at the time of planning. Since beginning, actually you are getting the issue logs because you have a benefits management plan where you have your assumptions and risks. So during the planning phase of a project, the PM learns that financial director is unavailable. First thing is update the issue log. This is the issue, so I can focus on the issues. So right answer is C. Update the issue log and notify other stakeholders. Let's go for the next. A PM learns that the customer resources have not completed the required training. Since customer resource training is a required deliverable, this poses a risk to the timely completion of the project. You are unable to deliver, or the customer is delaying your schedule. What should the project manager do? Update the register, assign additional posts, engage with the project stakeholder to address the risk, or adjust the project schedule to account for the training delay. So you guys think update the risks register? If it doesn't have the second sentence, I might take this answer right. Update the risk register and discuss at the next project status meeting. You are already late and now you are waiting for another meeting to go over. Impossible. Which means he was delaying, now you will delay by yourself. So if it could be like update the risk register and other answers are not there, I could take it. But if you read the second part of the question, no. Assign assigned by who? You have to produce a change request if you are going for any actions. Adjust the schedule. Who are you to adjust the schedule? You have to get approval by the change request. So right answer is C, engage with the project stakeholder to address the risk that we are in this situation, and if you will not complete it, and if they don't understand, then take the change request further. So yes, the right answer is C. Okay, great. Let's move to the next question. A manufacturing company is implementing a project to produce a new product using new technology and process. Details of the component work packages have been defined and constraints for each component have been identified. Management would like to obtain a precise cost estimates of the project. What estimating techniques should the project manager use? I will not answer this question. I need answer from all of you. Trust me, I will not speak. I need answer from all of you. We have four techniques, right? Analogous from past, parametric by mathematical model, bottom up detailed, which means you have a WBS available. And if you have uncertainties, then we will use 3-point estimation. If I read the question, details of the component work packages have been defined. Once I have work package and I need to make the precise cost, I will go with bottom up. Keyword is there already. You have work package, you have WBS, and precise means we need accurate. Accurate means I need bottom up. We have four techniques for estimation. Analogous. Analogous means you will use your past expertise or your OPA. Parametric, which means you will have a mathematical model. Bottom up, you have WBS. And 3-point when you have uncertainties. In class, I gave an example. We said that if you are traveling from Dammam to Riyadh, and I ask you how much time you will take, without thinking, you will throw an answer 4 hours. Why? Because based on my last, or based on the current ratio, we can reach Riyadh in 4 hours. So this is what analogous estimation. When I say I need bit better estimate, so I will use parametric estimation. So parametric estimation means from Dammam to Riyadh, it's 400 kilometers. So what I will do, I will divide 400 by 120. So in parametric, we use a mathematical model. And mathematical model is what? We will divide the kilometers by the speed. This is what parametric estimation. Bottom up estimation, if you ask Imran, it can be better. Yes, it can be better. From my home, the speed towards highway is 70 kilometers. There are 4 traffic lights. Once I will enter into the highway, the speed limit will be 120. Once I will start 120, and in the middle of the way we will meet a tool. So we have to stop for 2 minutes or maybe 2 seconds or 5 seconds. Then we will have 140. Then there will be another tool which is towards entering into Riyadh. So again, we will reduce the speed from 140 to 120. Then we will enter into Riyadh, and then there will be traffic lights. The speed limit will be 70 or 60, and traffic jam, and so on. So this is what bottom up estimation, very detailed. And 3 point estimations, if one of you says I can reach Riyadh in 4 hours, and another one says I can reach Riyadh in 3 hours, and another one says I can reach Riyadh in 5 hours, and all of you are respected to me, and all of you are doing great at your parts. So to avoid uncertainties, I will use 3 point estimation, which means I will use the formula O plus M plus P. Optimistic, the best one, plus most likely M plus P divided by 3 if I'm going to perform average. If it I want to make it better, so I will use the formula which is beta distribution or per duration, which is what O plus 4M plus P. One for optimistic, 4 values for most likely, and 1 value for the worst one, which is pessimistic. And because there are 6 divisions, so I will divide it by 6. So answer will be much accurate than the average one. And we said, or we concluded, or we agreed that if the question doesn't say anything and it says the word like accurate, by default I will use 3 point. So that was the explanation. I hope it was a good recall also. Let's move to the next. A PM submits a project review report showing that the project has completed 50% of its activities. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's a very easy question. Has a SPI 1 and CPI less than 1. What should the project manager do next to successfully complete the project? Before I answer the questions, I want from all of you, what is the status of the project? SPI is equal to 1 and CPI is less than 1. What is the status of the project? I will not read the answers. First answer me this thing. Your SPI equals to 1, CPI is less than 1. It's on schedule and over budget. If you guys forgot, let me give you the small revision. If the variance values are positive, then you are ahead of schedule and under budget. If the variance values is equals to 0, you are on schedule, on budget. If your variance is less than 1 or negative, then you are behind schedule and over budget. If your index is greater than 1, you are ahead of schedule and under budget. If your indexes is equal to 1, you are on budget, on schedule, and if your indexes are less than 1, you are behind schedule and over budget. So we have a project with over budget, but schedule is okay. So what you will do, develop a bottom-up estimate for the remaining work, identify parallel activities to reduce the critical path. We are good by schedule. Why to identify the activities? Continue the project as per the schedule. No, I have to take action. I cannot continue. Prepare a change request or develop a bottom-up estimate for the remaining work. Please answer. When we have remaining work, I gave you 2 formulas. One for remaining work, and once you know the remaining work, you can find the remaining cost. The formula for remaining work is what? Estimate to complete, ETC, is equals to total work minus what you have done. Total work is equals to budget at completion minus earned value. Earned value means the amount of work you have performed. So yes, first you will find ETC. Based on ETC, you will find EAC. Based on EAC, you will submit the change request if required. Great. So right answer is A. Let's move to the next question. A large project involving functional groups in 4 countries is nearing completion. The PM is preparing closeout documents. Who should sign off on the acceptance of project deliverable? Managers from the countries, steering committee, project sponsor, director of the project business unit. Please don't let me down. This is the question from closing process group. Who will give you the approval to close the project? The first thing first. Yes, for sure, sponsor. Because sponsor is the person who is technically accountable and financially responsible. So he has to give you the sign off first. Great. Yes, guys, you are correct. Answer is C, project sponsor. Next question. A new recently released technology can speed up the task by 30%. The team is eager to use this new technology but identifies the risk that issues may arise due to a lack of knowledge and support. Everywhere it happens when you have a new technology, you have the problem with knowledge and support. How can the project manager and the team decide if the project benefits by using this technology? Perform a sensitivity analysis, review the risk management plan to determine if the new technology is an unnecessary risk. Use the EMV and use the technology if the EMV is positive. Perform quantitative risk analysis and reject the technology if the risk ranks in the top 10. Quantitative. When we identify the new risk, we have to perform qualitative. Quantitative is the later stage, so quantitative cannot be done. Sensitivity analysis is used on project outcome. It means same, the quantitative analysis. When I'm not doing here, so I will not do it here also. So remaining is B and C. Review the plan to determine if the new technology is an unnecessary risk. And what's that thing called unnecessary risk? We have positive risk or negative risk. There is nothing called unnecessary risk. So it cannot be the right answer. So remaining answer is C, use the EMV. And if the answer is positive, you have to take it. What we said, expected monetary value is equals to P multiplied by I. You will add all positive, you will add all negative, you will subtract. If the answer is positive, you should do it. If answer is negative, you should not do it. So yes, this is matching our words. Thank you very much to keep me going. Right answer is C. Next, during a project's execution phase, the PM needs to quickly assign resources to build the team and meet project requirements on time. What should the project manager do next? Acquire resources, and after acquiring, what we do? Library services? Come on, library services can never be the answer. Conduct a webinar. Conduct a webinar for what? Look, in resource management, what we have the processes, plan resource management, what type of resources you need. Then you will estimate them, how many of them you need. Then you will acquire resources from PMO. And after acquiring, what we will do, develop them. Develop means motivate them, train them, kick off. And once developed, you will manage them. And while managing, you will control resources. So yes, you got the right key. We will train the new team. Right answer is D. Trust me that one page Ricardo Burgers is amazing thing. You must follow that thing. It will help you a lot to answer these type of questions. I said, if you remember that Ricardo Burgers thing, it is only 10% or 25% maximum to your exam. But this 10 to 25% will unlock your 75% exam. So it's better to look at the flow in exam. But in project, we don't spend time to train the team. Yes, you are right. But in this situation, conduct a webinar. We will conduct a webinar to train the team. But series of workshop, I don't have so much time to series of workshops. So based on the available answers, we have to choose the best answer. Out of these four best answers, the right answer, which seems to me, is train the new team. Because conducting a series of workshop, and we are saying quickly, assign resources to finish on time. No, I could do one workshop, not series of workshops. Create library services, which means I am telling you to watch the video, which I always do. That please watch the video, and some of you watch, some of you don't watch, some of you don't bother to watch, some of you don't bother to follow the. Sorry for taunting. Conduct a webinar. Yes, I will conduct a webinar. I could conduct a webinar, or it's better I could do the train the new team. Webinar is like what we are doing. Conduct a webinar. Yes, conduct a webinar. We can do a webinar like what we are doing on Zoom. I'm doing a webinar. I'm giving you the instructions. I'm telling you how to do the thing. So this is actually a webinar thing. And what I'm doing, but with the help of this, I am training you guys. So we have to select the answers from the available ones, the best answer. Okay, let's move to the next. Due to time constraints, the PM omits the review of previous lesson learned. How horrible it is. I should not answer. Yes, miss, I don't know what's the name from Black iPhone. If you have a new team, you have to train them. That's what we are saying. That's why the answer was train the new team. I hope it satisfies. Okay, so answer for this question. If you don't collect the lesson learned, what will happen? Good, good, good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes, yes, yes. The correct answer is D. Project issues could reoccur because of the missed opportunity to identify preventive actions. We collect the lesson learned to avoid any further disengagements. Nice. Hi, Ronsef. Good to see you that you are here also. Next, a new project manager joins a project overseen by a senior project manager. The sponsor asks the new project manager to develop the quality management plan. Okay. What should the project manager do? Ask the sponsor for cost benefit analysis. He's already asking you to do that thing. Meet with the customer to collect the requirement. Submit a change request to postpone the development of quality management plan, mashallah. Consult with the senior project manager for established quality processes and plan and ask for guidance in selecting the appropriate step. Sounds better. He can never be the answer. He could be the answer. But this is quality management plan. And the best thing is, first I have to get the help from my functional experts or OP, because you are new and you have senior. So isn't it better to consult the senior first, then go further? So yes, the right answer is D. A software development project requires a highly skilled resource that is unavailable locally. A resource who can work on site is identified in another country, but the work visa process is taking longer than expected. Software development company. Resources available in another country. Please give me the right answer directly. Reduce the project scope. Can you reduce the project scope? Horrible answer. I'm sorry, it cannot be the right answer. The software projects can be done from remote. So yes, let him work remotely. Why should I get him process the visa and so on? If the things can be done from remote, I will be happy to use virtual teams. I will not give you office. I will not give you internet. I will not give you coffee at my office. I will not give you phone to use. I will not give you electricity. So it's much better option for me. Yes, the answer is B. A project team failed to consider a critical technical aspect on a project requirement. Okay, something has happened. A quality audit demonstrates that this issue would prevent the end product from meeting its quality requirement. Something has happened. What should the project manager do first? Identify the workaround to contain the effects of the issue. Submit a change request to address the issue. Seek guidance from the sponsor and update the lesson learned. If you guys are answering workaround was what? Unplanned risk responses to control the outcome of that risk. And here we have the problem that we are not meeting the criteria. There is some gap between the real product and the project's product. So risk is what? They are not meeting. They are not giving a negative impact or something, or they are not producing some other things. So for sure I will update the lesson learned, but my first action will be submit a change request to address the issue. If you guys are answering C, it can be done after doing B because they are asking first action. So the first action will be what? Submitting a change request to address the issue and then seek guidance not only from the sponsors. And when we are seeking the guidance, I can use focus group, I can use facilitation, I can use Delphi techniques. So right answer is submit a change request to address the issue. B is the right answer. And you will at that after doing this, you will update the lesson learned also. Because they are asking first section, my first section will be about submitting a change request. Why not option A? Workaround is something like I told you that if the water pipe is broken, you will put some tape on it. The temporary actions. These temporary actions are called as workarounds. Tape will not work with pipeline. This was an example, a temporary action. Okay, so we have a very strong ties between update the lesson learned and submit a change request to address the issue. Submit a change request to address this issue or update the lesson learned. What do you guys think? You want to play around? A project team failed to consider a critical technical aspect on a project requirement. I missed something. A quality audit demonstrates while auditing, you found out that this issue would prevent the end product. This issue would prevent the end product from meeting its quality requirement. So yes, after the change request, we will update the lesson. So right answer is B. Submit a change request to address the issue. Thank you. Wow, I got the answer for 3 point estimation. I will not answer. You will answer. I will keep quiet. I will keep quiet. Read the question and give me the answer. Even I will not read the question because when I will read the question, you will get the clue. Before I ask which formula you guys will use, if you give me the formula right, we can take the answer right. I don't need the answer. Tell me the formula you will use. Right. Yes, Mr. Siraj, you are right. We will use the PERD duration or beta distribution, which is O plus 4m plus P divided by 6. So, when we have the formula O plus 4m plus P divided by 6, what should be the answer? What will be the value of O? O is 21 days. P is, what's the P? What's the P value? Please, my participants, don't let me down. What's the P value? There is no 35. P is 45, because optimistic the best value, pessimistic the worst value, and most likely is 30. So answer will be, what should be the answer? In how many days you will develop the new product? Yes, I started receiving the right answers. Correct. It will be 31 days. Nice. Yes, it will be 31 days. Answer is A. Let's move to the next question. Wow. A 3 million project is being executed. Today, the planned value is 630,000. Actual cost is 650,000. And earned value is 540,000. Guys, please don't let me down. I need answers without thinking, without using the formulas. We did these type of questions during the training also. My planned value is this. So my earned value should be equal to this or above this, and actual cost also should be equal to this or less than that. So my project schedule is, the status of the project is, come on guys, come on, yes, 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 yes. Yes, I have received the right answers in good amount. Yes, it's B, behind schedule and over budget, because my earned value should be at least equal to 630, but it is 540. So I am behind schedule. Okay, let's check the costs. It is 630, so it is 650, more than the planned cost. So I am over budget. So yes, behind schedule and over budget. Great. So I can imagine you have remembered something out of what I was saying in the class. Next question. During a project progress meeting, a stakeholder informs the team that a previously identified technical issue has been resolved. However, the stakeholder warns that the same issue is likely to happen on other similar projects. What should the project manager do first? Update the issue log, communicate, update the lesson learned register, or prepare a risk report. Focus. Something has happened and it was resolved. Your stakeholder is warning you that the same issue is likely to happen. Same issue is likely to happen on another project. And where are you now? You are in existing project. During a progress meeting, during a progress meeting, it means you are in the project. And when you are in project and you know something, for sure I will update the lesson learned register. But before doing that, what I will do? Yes, you guys now got the trick. First, I will update my issue log because the person is saying it might happen again. So first, I have to inform my local people, guys, we could have this issue again. After doing that, I will update the lesson learned register, and this should be the flow. If this is not there, so yes, I could select the answer, update the lesson learned register. But when this answer is here, no, I have to update the issue log first. So this is the right answer. A is the right answer. If this answer is not there, yes, I could select update the lesson notes. But now I have the issue log. When we will update the issue log, then once I have the issue, then we will analyze it. We will check the impact. We will check the probability and impact. Then we will submit the change request if required. Then we will update the lesson learned register. So updating the issue log means you are warning everyone. You are, it mentions similar projects. Yes, I understand it mentions similar projects. But where are you? Sorry, you are in the project. When you are in the project, it means first you have to inform the current people and then OPA. So the first thing is you will update the issue log, then you will update the lesson numbers because you have to tell them, guys, we have a situation and we have an expectation that it might happen again. So first update the issue log, then do whatever you want to do. Answer it. If you have doubts, we will discuss in the next session also. But for this, the right answer is C. Great. We have already crossed 3 minutes. Thank you very much for joining back. I hope it was good session again. So have a very good night. This was Imran from T3 Trainings, helping you guys to solve the questions so you can appear in your PMP exam as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Have a very good night. See you tomorrow, same time, 9:30 to 10:30, based on my promise that we will complete 200 questions together so you can go in your exam as soon as possible. Before going, please complete your PMI eligibility application as soon as possible. And don't forget to mention your role as a project manager for at least 3 years of experience after your graduation and 5 years of experience after your high school. Complete it, send it to me for private for review before you go to submit it, and after my approval you can submit it. Thank you very much. Have a very good night.